Hello everyone, and welcome to another tutorial for Minecraft on the channel. And this time we're in the nether, and on another roof. Whoa! Anyways, today we're teaching you how to build a kind of like a mini version of a Hoglin farm, because I've seen a lot of people go really crazy with this stuff. But I thought I'd show a little version of it, as well as a new transportation system method I kind of invented. I mean, I know it probably exists somewhere, but still pretty cool. Anyways, to give you guys an overview of it, I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like here. As you can see, it involves warp fungi to get the piglins out here into the lava. It involves lava trapdoors and weird configuration. And because piglin, if you put trapdoors here, they can't fall here, so I had to design a system here. Sure, the piglins take a lot longer to fall than other mobs with just the too wide trapdoors, but it still works, which is really good. I also had to use slabs so the piglins wouldn't go outside, or the hoglins, I should say. Should have said hoglins, so they can't go out there. And I have an AFK platform up there, since that's one of the best places. From 159 to like a 220. So about that height system is really good for the piglins to spawn down here. And after the piglins spawn, they fall eventually and get trapped in the lava. And I had this, and it's above slabs, so the baby hoglins also get set on fire, so they don't, take up the mob cap. And after that, the hoglins will, drop their stuff. This is from earlier experimenting. And I have a system here where it outputs the pork chops and, all that kind of stuff into the system. And here I have the start of my bouncer transportation system, which right now still needs a bit of what's it called, a special treatment, as when you put more than one items, some of them won't get transported in time, which is not good. So I hooked up an ether hopper clock with about 16 items in it, so it dispenses items at a reasonable rate, which allows this to respond better to the item. And they end up in a chest all the way at the top, as you can see right here. After, as I said, they get pushed here, and then they fall in this, and into this chest up here, as we can see right here, with some experimental stuff in here. Anyways, let's get into some of the basics of how to build this. So we're back with the components for the farm and the, transporting thing. On the top, we have the components for the farm, and the bottom for the transporters, or bouncers. Now, for the top, or, the farm, we have about, I would say, 2 to 4 stacks of blocks. That's just an estimation. There's, placeholder blocks. 2 lava buckets to kill off the hoglins. Some hoppers to collect that items. Some smooth stone slabs, or some slabs of any kind for, just to keep the hoglins from getting out and to keep the baby hoglins from staying alive. Oak trapdoors for, purposes. 8 warp fungus and warp nylium, or regular nylium, I guess. We just need the fungus, to be honest. And all these components down here are for the ether hopper clock that will send our items up the transporters. Now, for our transporters, we need 2 slime blocks, a honey block, 3 redstone repeaters, 3 sticky pistons, about a half a stack of redstone dust, 4 observers, about 16 of just a placeholder block, a piece of string to trigger an observer, and some warp slabs to spawn-proof some of it. Anyways, now that we have that done, let's go build ourselves the farm. Okay, guys, so for the first steps for building this farm, we have to find a crimson forest biome. Now, right now, I'm in another waste, but as we can see right here, there's the crimson forest particles. If we go this way, we are officially in a crimson forest. So now that we're here, we're going to go a little far off from this so we don't, cause any rates to drop. I would say right about here is good. And we could build up, I would say, to about maybe 10 to 15 blocks up. I'll build 15 just in case. Okay. So that's how far up we build right now. Pretty cool. So then we want to build across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we want to build across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, we now have the measurements for our first section. So we want to do this, but this time, instead of going all the way, we'll go 1 back, as this is crucial to the design of the farm. Then we want a 2-block space gap before we mirror what we did on this side to the next side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just do it all again. Anyways, there we go. I realized that I built it off, but I fixed it later, so all good. So now we have the basic outline area. And as you saw with the farm over there, I used trapdoors for the siding. You could use trapdoors, or you can use andesite. It really doesn't matter. But for this section of it, where the hoglins will drop, it really does matter. And you do want the trapdoors to be aligned properly. So, and then we do this, and do this. So when we fold in all these trapdoors, they should be looking like this, which means you have to place a trapdoor going this way, a trapdoor going this way for the middle, and then a trapdoor placed against here and here for the middle ones, and then the ones placed against the side of the walls for the side ones. Now we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 of these on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are done with the nylium, and now we can place our warp fungi here, as we can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've used all of that, and we've used 8 of these right here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Then we want to build 2 of this. We want to build walls on each section. Well, not really section, each side, I mean, like this. Okay, so we have one part of our walls done, and now we want to use our slabs over here to, prevent the hoglins from escaping, because that'd be bad. Okay, so we want to place them alternating from here until the end, like this, and then we place the what's it called? Then we place more of these on the bottom, such as this. 1, 2. So it makes a kind of like zigzag pattern, which is kind of a weird way to describe it, but what you're gonna do. There we go. One side is done with this, and now we can go to the other side and do the same. There we go. So now we have that done. What we want to do next is place the trapdoors here. Now the trapdoors prevent piglins from spawning, which is good since we don't really want anything from piglins right here. And while they can be valuable, as I said, this will just purely be a hoglin farm, so we can increase the rates exponentially by doing this. And now we want to repeat this on the other side too. There we go. As you can see, voila, all done. So now we just place some blocks here for walls, and then we want to build one layer down here, just an air gap, as we can see. This layer right here will be the lava, where the hoglins will get burned and die. And the next layer will be the slab layer, where we can put hoppers under them to collect the items after the hoglins die. And I'm not exactly sure if you lose any items from this, but if you do, I don't think it's as much, because what I've seen from this farm, really good rates, as long as you have like a good amount of multiple layers. So after we put this in, there we go, and you want to place a lava here. Now you can only place, you really only need to place one lava in reality, but I think 2 lavas looks a lot better. So that could be up to the choice for you. Now, as I mentioned, what you could do with this is you could make this like a billion layers tall or a billion layers wide. It's just this is a basic unit for the farm, and you can use as many as you want. I used 5 layers in my design over there, and that's cool and all, but that's pretty. But you don't really need to. Anyways, so after that, I will place down the whatchamacallits in here. Okay, there we go. We got rid of 20 of these boys. And what you could do next is you could put a dropper here, as we'll be using this to output the items into our transporter, which is a really cool part of this farm. Now, another thing, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to be mob proofing, or should I say, yeah, mob proofing this area by placing trapdoors on top, just so we can get the best race from this little part of the farm and see how, you know, the items interact with the, you know, transportation system. So I'll be back when I'm done with that. Okay, guys, there we go. We've mob-proofed the entire top of this, and hoglins will now spawn. Now, if we turn on hitboxes, we can now see when a hoglin spawns and have it be a lot easier to view. I also do the poor man's optified zoom, aka lowering your field of view, to see when we can find a hoglin spawning. Yep, as we can see right here, hoglin spawns, falls in the trap, and gets burnt. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And as I said, this is just one module, so it's not going to be as efficient, but this is a stackable system. So many of them will equal a lot of cooked pork chops and, you know, leather. So pretty good for our little thing right here. Anyways, so now that we have the farm done, we can move on to the transportation part, which in my opinion is really cool looking. So I had a bit of an error with some of the audio and video, so I had to delete part of it. But as you can see right here, I extended out my dropper by one more block and just added a hopper in its place. And I surrounded it and the slime block with furnaces, as they are objects which slime blocks touch and not drag, which is pretty cool. And basically what happens here is when this gets powered, in a minute, there we go. It pushes out something into the dropper, and then the slime block then later pops it up. Pretty cool. And to do this, I used a etho hopper clock, which can customize your which can customize like a redstone clock signal, which is really cool. You guys should go check out Etho. He's the one who invented this. The master redstoner, really good at it. Anyways. And so yeah, I use that to both power the dropper and then power this, what's it called, repeater, which then later powers the slime block, launching it into the air. So then after that, what you want to do sometimes is experiment with heights a bit with the kind of observers here, and get like a string in front of one, because if you haven't watched my spiral piston door video, if you interact with string in front of an observer, as you can see, it gets changed. So we can use that to our advantage. However, we're gonna need to have it be a longer signal, since it only outputs like a beep beep, which is really short. For that, we're gonna need a repeater, and we have 4 ticks, and then we want to use an observer to put up the redstone signal even more. Put a regular block right here, a sticky piston, and finally a honey block. And when this is powered, as we can see right here, and when this thing gets launched, like the slime block, as you can see, it lands on the honey block, and since a honey block lets mobs and objects stick to the honey, it pulls it along with it, which is a very cool change that was made in 1.15, and it's going to be really useful for this transportation system. So after that, we want to push it out a bit more so we can push it onto a slime block that will bounce it even higher. And to do this, we need to have a slime block here, and then we need a piston right here, a sticky one, so that it will push it. Because the slime block pushes items, and while the honey block only makes them stick. And now to do this, we're gonna want a kind of delay, as they might say. So we can use this to our delay, but we have to use 2 repeaters, as one fully charged one doesn't do enough. And after this, we can just put our redstone signal right here with the redstone line, and boom, wada bam, it launches it up, as we can see by this demonstration right here. Okay, gets onto it, boom, pushes it out, epic. Now, yes, while this is really cool, we also want to push it upwards. So what we could do is we could put a slime block right here, then we could put a piston right here. And what we want is we want this to power it so that it pushes it up right after it gets pushed to this slime block. And to make sure it doesn't go zooming past, we want 2 furnaces right here. So there we go. Now, how do we power this, you might say? Well, what we could do is we could use an observer to detect a change within this repeater turning on, and then we can use this, and we can have a repeater detect it from here, and then set it to, like, let's say 1 tick, because that's all we really need for the delay on the slime block. And what we can do is we can transport it to here using redstone, just a regular redstone line, like this. Boom! There we go. And as you can see by this amazing demonstration, as you can see, it goes all the way up. Pretty cool. Now, this goes twice, and that might be a little bit annoying, so what we could do is we could put it all the way back here. It would just take a little bit longer to, what's it called? To get pushed up after it gets pushed up. Yes. What? Still works perfectly. And that is the transportation system all done functioning. Now, what's really cool about this transportation system is that you could have it just go upwards, straight diagonal. You can have it go like up, then you can have it turn to go backwards, or you can have it turn to go sideways, either way. Or what I think you could do, I haven't tried yet, is that you could make it go diagonal. Now, that'll be for another video, just experimenting and stuff. But that's basically the basics of how this works. So guys, thanks for coming to watch this tutorial on the Hoglin Farm, and especially the part about the transportator. And if you like this video, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing it with a friend. And if you have any questions or suggestions, comment them down below in the comment section. Anyways, my name is Just the Joe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.